What it do, what it do, what it do, confessors? Hey, boo, hey. It is Sunday, 11/19/2023. Happy Sunday. We are here with another episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay. Let's get into some things, but before we do, let me bring up my lovely co-host, the one and only Miss aka Christina. Hey, boo, hey.
Hey.
Getting that drink together.
Well, I got my drink together.
Oh, it's party. It's party. All right, y'all. Now, if y'all are 18 and wait, no, if you're under 18, I keep trying to realize 18 you can stay because you was grown by then. But if you're under 18, you got to go away. But I do appreciate the like, and you can come back and maybe replay it. But I ain't going to have y'all live on my watch. That's not what we doing. But if you grown and sexy and all that stuff, you can stay and play and we can do some things, okay? But first, let's unwind a little bit and let's get a little boogie. All right. Let's talk about this episode. But first, disclaimer. This channel does not promote violence, bullying, or hate. Everything said in this video is public knowledge and or allegedly. This video is for entertainment purposes only. We go solely off of what we see on the show and have heard on social media. Okay, so don't be coming for us. Now, this episode didn't have a lot to give.
It did not.
But the Fletchers did. The Fletchers are giving. The Fletchers is definitely coming for a permanent spot on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yes. They got their whole entire family in this dynamic. The whole family. They are, so we've got Chris Adele Fletcher, and we've got their son, Lil Chris Fletcher, who goes by Flex, I believe, something like that. You have another son. They've got the daughter that they've had since she was 16 months or something like that. And she got her whole white husband who definitely knows his place. We'll get to that. And yeah, it's just a big, huge dynamic going on in this place. Hey, BB. Hey, boo. Hey. Yes, it is a lot going on with the Fletchers, but I'm digging it because it's something new. It ain't nothing we've seen before. It's like new people, and that's what we need because we tired of all the dry back and forth that's been going on for the past 2 years between everybody else. But how do you feel about the Fletchers?
Well, let me tell you something. Coming from like multiple blended families and having multiple siblings where we got the same daddy and different mamas, I kind of understand like the dynamic of where you would feel you would get other people get preferential treatment either because they were in the home, and maybe it's something to do with maybe her mama wasn't letting her come around them like that. And that whole card thing, like I felt that in my spirit. Only because, not that my parents or my father, I should say, bought like anybody cars, but it's always like you get different versions of your parents depending on, your age and where they are financially, you know what I'm saying? So usually the older ones, they typically have to work a little harder for things. And then, as they increase their financial, stability, then the younger ones tend to get, a little bit more, or private schools, or, they have a little bit more time so they can, whereas, they wasn't that involved in your after school activities, but now they're progressed in their financial stability. So they have time to, be in the younger ones' activities. So you get to a point where you feel kind of slighted. And it's not like they did it, I would say, per se, intentionally. It's just, 20, 30-year-old you versus, 40, 50-year-old you, where you have more time, where you have more money, You know what I'm saying? So, as you know, like I say, I am the oldest of my dad's kids, and then
Mm-hmm.
youngest sibling is 19 years younger than me, and then I got a sister that's 17 years younger than me. So where he was when he had me at the time they were born, I was having my own kids. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
where I would say, well, you did this and it's for them. At that time, I had my own home, my own kids, and everything. So you do kind of feel like, well, you wasn't doing all that for me, but at that time, I didn't really need it. So, it just kind of depends on where she was when they were financially able to provide these vehicles, to, the other kids. And then she got called out too, because she was like, yeah, well, I spent 22 grand on the car for you. And she was like, that's after I wrecked my hoopty. But I personally would never give my kids like some brand new ride. Even with my son, like I had this old Mitsubishi Lancer, and when he was first learning how to drive, and we rode the thing till the wheels fell off. So I bought me a Charger, and I let him ride that car around while he was learning to drive and becoming a good driver. And then when he got his own money together, I helped him and his girlfriend. They also bought a Charger, but I just wouldn't have went to the showroom floor and got him no Charger at 16.
No, no,
Mm-mm.
that's insane.
I'm not, and even financially able, I'm not buying no 16-year-old, 18-year-old, even no BMW or Mercedes or whatever. Not saying
No,
anything's
you got
wrong
to
with
earn
anybody.
that.
Not saying anything is wrong with anybody who does
Oh,
that if you got the financial means, but I need you to prove you a good driver. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go out here and buy no $30,000-$40,000 car, and 2 weeks later you wreck it.
well, see, here's the thing. So, so the kids, so Nell feels that the kids favor Chris more than her. Okay. And she's pissed because the fact that she feels that way, but yet she feels if it wasn't for her solely, the kids wouldn't have barely what they have. And Chris didn't want them to have nothing, but yet they seem to favor him.
It's the good cop, bad cop deal. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, um, my dad's the same way. He could give zero F's for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because he tired of folks $5 here, $20 there, 500 here, $1,000 there, and he'll tell you in a heartbeat, use me as your last resort. And I can see now is probably the cheerleader, like go ahead and get do whatever they need, and then he's the one that delivers the message or the money or the car or whatever it is that they need, right? So he gets the credit, even though behind the scenes he wasn't the main advocate, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Yeah. But at this point, as they are older and they are where they are now, and this is still the confrontational emotion that they have over the situation, that's something. Okay, so
Yeah,
we
it
don't
is,
really.
because shit don't just go shit. Like, let me tell you something. Again, I can identify with what's going on at this table. Again, I have four other siblings from my dad that, hold on, with three other baby mamas. Okay, well,
Okay.
one he was married to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I got my sister by my mom who's older, right? So
Okay.
I always felt like she was the golden child. She could do no wrong, straight A student, blah blah blah. I was the black sheep, fuck up, whatever you want to call it. So I always knew that there was some difference, in what was going on over there. And then you get over here to this dynamic, and you got people being raised differently in different households. You know what I'm saying? So then when y'all all come together collectively, what's accepted over here and accepted over here, you know, it's a weird dynamic, where with the blended families. And
Mm.
if you're in the household versus somebody who's out of the household, I went back and forth with my dad. You know what I'm saying? So when you're not in the household, you feel like, oh, they getting to go to Disneyland, and oh, they getting to go see Michael Jackson, and I'm here in Vegas, and you know, not realizing as a child, had I been there, yeah, I would have went. But your perception as a child, teen, young adult is, there's a perception, and then there's what really happened. But when you're a child, you don't know much better.
Yes, you won't. But all these kids are grown now, so it's like, what is really the situation now? Um, BB said the Fletchers didn't understand the case of keeping it too real. Yes, it do seem like they are keeping it very, very much real.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the Fletchers is coming for their spot, so they willing to put it all out there, if you will.
Yep.
Where'd Gina go?
I'm here. Hold
Oh,
on. I was trying to do the thing to where I could join the chat. Am I back? Okay,
yep,
there. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So what was I was gonna say earlier? Let me just read it. Okay, so Lexi in the car. I need the full story because I feel like there's a lot there's a full story to this, and we only heard bits and pieces just to get a little bit. But I need to hear the full story of this whole car situation because something just don't seem right to me. Because then she goes on to say that she was treated differently, and she went years without talking to the family. So she's the black sheep. So, and you could tell the whole family was basically, I don't want to say against her, but they definitely wasn't, on her side or feeling where she was coming from.
Well, yeah.
And
And I
and
and
it
I
was,
saw that too.
yeah, and then I couldn't help but notice, her husband on the side, it's
Just sitting
funny
there.
because by him being a white man, but yet that's her husband. Like, you can't even defend her because this is her family,
He
and
said, I
you
ain't
is the only
the
white
my
motherfucker
food.
at the table. You better just be quiet and eat your food that got seasoning on it. And he seemed very grateful to be there. He knew his place.
Yes, he
He
did.
didn't say not a damn thing that whole entire time, at least not what we saw. And
I'm willing to bet my whole paycheck he did not say nothing, not near time.
even when they were in the car, he was driving, and Fletcher was leaning in on the driver's side. He still wasn't saying nothing. He didn't say a word.
He understood the assignment.
He did.
He most certainly.
He know
Here's
better.
the thing. Black, white, yellow, green, indifferent. I done been to some Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas dinners, family dinners, and when the family get into it, I don't care, married, 5 years, 10 years, 1,000 years, you just sit there like this.
Yep, just eat, drink, and be quiet.
Like
Just
watching the tennis match, because I'm like,
and just
no.
wait for your spouse to tell you it's time to go.
And she didn't even have to tell him. He understood the assignment. When she got up, by the time she grabbed her purse, he was right behind her.
He know what's up. But not only that, he's done this before. This ain't the first time she don't got up and walked away. He ain't new to this. He true to this.
Man, let me tell you something. But I don't like the fact that they, like she said, they were ganging up, teaming up on her or whatever. I don't like that fact because everybody has, again, like I said, their own perception of what took place and how they was treated. And two things can be true at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Where,
Mm-hmm.
for example, the sister that's right up underneath, when she would come visit, I was made to, make sure she ate, took a bath. You know what I'm saying? And I resented that, and she thinks I was mean to her. And in my mind, I'm like, I was taking care of you. You got preferential treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So again, two things can be true at the same time. I was mad because I had to take care of her because God forbid she went home and her hair wasn't combed or she was hungry or we mistreated her and then she couldn't come back no more. So of course I did it because I wanted her to come back for the weekends or the breaks or whatever.
Right.
But at the same time, I probably didn't do it with a smile on my face. And of course I'm
Mm-hmm.
out, so I don't know, resting bitch face, poker face, all that. I
You know.
probably didn't. I mean, I did it, but she's like, you were just mean to me. And I'm like, girl, I was slaving over you, you know. I wasn't doing it like with the Chick-fil-A smile, but hey, whatever. So, her perception and my perception are totally different. So two
Mm-hmm.
things can be true at the same time. So she
And
might
time has lapsed.
right, and so she may feel like she got treated differently. You know what I'm saying? Now with my older sister, I know for sure I did. She got to do everything, and I was always grounded. And every time I got out the house, I was trying to do everything I could because Lord only knew when I was going to be able to get out the house again. So
Right.
I
Exactly.
totally get it.
Mm-hmm. So I don't, but it was funny because her and Fletcher was going back and forth Lexi and Fletcher was going back and forth at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And she was taking it, he was taking it, she was going giving it to him, he was giving it to her, whatever. But when she said something about the year of how long it's been since she said something, and he was like, oh, that's when he blew up. And he was like, oh, hell no, go the fuck home now. He was
Right.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
he hit a nerve.
And here's the thing, and I just had to cuss one of my kids out the other day because they was like, well, so-and-so is the favorite. First of all, I have no favorites. I love all my kids equally. I get it. I get in their ass equally. I want money equally. I support equally. So when you get to saying that, true or not, you know what I'm saying? Parents are going to be on the defensive. You know what I'm saying? When you get to lying and thinking you finna state something because, you on camera and you think you going to, get your digs in, that's not cool.
Right. I mean, I'm not a parent, but I am a child. So I
Right.
will say, you do love a parent loves their children equally, period. But a parent can love their children equally, but love them differently.
Different.
And
Yes.
sometimes one child may see the way you love another child in which they were getting that type of love. Not to say that you're not giving them love, but they're not getting that type of love that they see, and they feel that they want that type of love that they say that that other sibling is giving. You see, love is dangerous in all ways. Even though you could be getting all the love you need, like that one child number one could have been completely content with the amount of love that you gave them and how you love them and everything. But the moment child number one sees how you love child number two, that's something different. And they see something different that they weren't getting, and they feel like they're lacking all of a sudden.
Well,
And
and
it's
it's
just not
also
the same. But not all kids need the same type of love.
exactly and I was just about to say that same thing. Like it's all about you have to know your child's love language. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I'm like very independent. So I like words of affirmation. I want to hear you proud of me. I always keep a job. My kids was all coming up, they was always clean, hair done. I want you to say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of the woman you become, the parent, this is and a third. Now, other ones, they might like gifts. And if I wasn't secure in who I am, I'm like, well, so and so is always getting a gift. Y'all don't never get me nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Really isn't my love language. I'm more of a giver than a receiver. So I
Yes.
think they need to sit down and figure out with the kids
Yes.
what does us loving you properly look like to you? Because if you just say, hey, every now and then, when I got that promotion, I really would have appreciated you reaching out to me instead of just saying
Mhm.
congratulations on Facebook. You
I feel we
know,
need to normalize that. Asking people, what
yeah,
is your love language? Even a parent to a child and a
yeah,
child to a parent.
exactly. Because when I tell people all the time, like as far as like work relationship goes, and like you, my homie, I always be like, food is my love language. So if I like our chef, I always am telling him how much I love his food. Now there's certain things I don't like or I can't eat because it has eggs in it, and I'd be like, I can't play with that. But everything else is bomb. I'm always telling him like, hey, that's how I rocks with you because I like your food. On the other hand, if I buy you food, cook you food, or share my food with you, I rocks with you.
Yes.
That's my way
Yes.
of showing, hey, we there, we on the you on the team. You know what I'm saying? You on the roster.
Yes.
You my acquaintance or work friend or whatever. But I really think that needs to translate into like the family life because even
Yes.
when you're in the workspace, everybody doesn't learn the same either. You got people who are auditory, people who are hands on,
Hands
and
on.
people who need to read the manual. Because like some people are like, I just need to hear the instructions. Boom, I'm gone. Some people like, show
I
me
just
what
need
the
to see
slide
it
is,
be
and I
done.
got it.
I just need to do it myself. Walk me through it. Boom.
Right.
Yes.
And then some people
Everybody
are
is different.
like, let me read the manual and figure it out. So everybody learns, loves, and
And just
receives
like a child
love
will learn
differently.
love different. You know,
Exactly.
you raise a child the same way, but at some point you have to know your child and how to deal with them. That's why it is very important for a parent child relationship to be had.
Right.
Because if you don't know your child or you don't know your parent, like that's a problem. And I feel no, you know what? Go to therapy for that. Like that's family therapy. Like it's just something you need to know because love is universal. Love is one of the biggest things on this earth. Love is one of the biggest concepts. Love is one of the biggest entities. Love is one of the biggest energies. So and you learn about that early on in life about love, and love carries a lot of energy on this earth, period.
Right.
And so and that travels through every person that you have a relationship with that is close to you, that you feel for, have some type of anything for. And that's why there's always it's like a connection. So it's just like so I just don't understand. So let's get back onto the topic. So it's like knowing that, Lexi is not Nell's biological child.
Mm-hmm.
Could that be a reason why, there may be that disconnect? Of course it can be because, a lot of people have that disconnect, even with surrogacy. Like Chloe, for example, she was having
Adoption.
the hardest time as ever connected to her most recent child that she got, and that happened. So could that be what Nell could be feeling and just don't realize it? Because Nell do seem really hot headed, and it seems like she can go off. And I think
Well,
that's
here's
why I
the,
can
here's,
see and that's
here's
why
what
I
I
can
think.
see the kids liking Fletcher more or being able to feel that they can go to him more because he's more level headed. And
Here's
she
here's
ain't.
here's what I think a lot with when you have to take into consider blended families. A lot of times there's what I would say boundaries that need to be or introductions or whatever needs to be set in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I've been in a couple of situations where I could say nicely. I could scream from the rooftops. I could beg and plead, and nobody would ever do anything what I said. But then let their daddy come in and say something, and they were scurrying like rats to get shit done. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've also been in other situations where the boundaries were set and explained, and this is the dynamic in the beginning. and I never had to raise my voice to get nothing done. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the dynamic of how they were brought together. And also too, we don't know, and I'm speculating here because we got to go back to the prehistoric times, since they was been married for so long, on how they got together, because let them tell it, they each had a kid before they got together, right?
Yeah.
And I miss who's which one. I missed the whole. I saw it, but I don't remember right now. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
I don't
so
think
then,
Leslie White, son-in-law Fletcher goes out. I think I wrote it somewhere, but I don't remember where.
okay, so there you
But
got
they
that,
blended,
right?
whatever.
And
I
then we
know
got the
Fletch is
infidelity.
theirs.
So God forbid one of these babies came out of the infidelity. I don't know if he was double dipping back, or what the deal was.
I
Okay,
mean, hey, you never know, because
we don't know.
when the Fletchers come on next season, because you know what's gonna happen. I'm sure we will get more into all that, and you never know. That could very well be a situation, but they just holding that. You know, they ain't giving us everything yet. They just trying to give us a little piece, a little bit of taste. Let us dip in the pond before they give us the pool in the ocean of what is the Fletchers in their
Right.
storyline.
So
So
it takes a bit of resentment there. Then again, too, growing up, my daddy had. We ain't even gonna talk about the multiple women, but anyways, and I know I treated them hoes like shit. I know I did, because you be gone next week. You know what I'm saying? Now, had I been treating them like shit and then they stayed around for 20, 30 years, there might be some resentment there too. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know, like, I mean, we see a little grumblings now, and there probably have been some happier times, but we don't know what it was like in the beginning. Because let me tell you something, doing the whole blended family thing in the beginning can be tiresome. You know what I'm saying? You got to get everybody on the
right.
same page. You got to make sure the kids like you, or the kids like, your husband, boyfriend, blah, 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 whatever. It's a
Mm-hmm.
whole different kind of dynamic. And even then, even if once you get to a smooth place, then you got, oh, okay, it's cool while we kids because you buying me toys and this, that, and the third. Then you get into the preteen years where I don't know about you. Then you get into the teen years where they get to smelling their stuff and they don't like their mama, their biological mama, daddy, let alone
Right.
the outsiders. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so then alliances are formed. I'd rather go to my biological daddy to talk about stuff, whether he comes and pillow talks with you about it or not. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I would just rather go that route. So, there's lots of different dynamics when you blend the family. I really need to get a family tree going on over here with them and figure out, okay, these were the two that were in the beginning, and then they had two or three together because it was one, or
Okay,
was it a niece?
Lexi, they
Or was
it,
it a niece? Because I'm counting, there was one boy over here
okay, the
that
light
had
skinned one who got the
business, right? So
company.
there was three kids sitting on this side of the table,
Hold on,
and
I
then
think
there
I
was
got a picture. Hold on, I
right,
think
and
I
then there
saw
was
it.
the two girls sitting on this side of the table. So if there were one kid separately, then they had three together. That's why I'm confused, because um the Chris Jr. I know is theirs together, and then there's Lance. I believe that's his son. Out, before they got married. Then they got the daughter together. So I'm trying to figure out where these other two girls is coming from. Like, are they
That's what I'm saying.
right? And
Something.
so right, and so I'm gonna have to go back to the last episode and write it down and come back with it,
Let's
because
see if that. Look. Let's go to Love and Marriage Huntsville's thing. Let me pull up the scenes and see if Love and Marriage Huntsville account posted that scene, and we can just find it there. Hold the fuck on. Cause it's so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, okay, I fucks with this. I can watch next season if y'all bring the Fletchers on full time.
Right, because I thought one of the girls might be a niece or something. I'm not sure. But if they only had one kid apiece, right? And there's all them kids sitting there. I'm trying to figure out where these kids came from.
Really?
Because Chris Jr. and the girl that was in black, I believe they was putting under their name, Chris and Nell's son and daughter or whatever. So the girl that was in the white and Alexis, I'm trying to figure out who everybody is.
Okay.
Today we're going to have our Fletcher's family dinner.
We have 4 beautiful children.
You know, everybody's grown now.
Some people like the word blended family. I don't consider us a blended family. For me, blended family is when you come in a little older as the children with new parents, and they didn't come in that way. We came into the marriage a child of peace.
She had Lance. I had Alexis. They were almost a year old.
Oh my God!
Lexi Allen.
How you doing, boo?
What's up, son?
So who's this other girl?
How you doing?
What's up, guys?
Lance. And then we have 2 beautiful children together.
And that would be Chris and Kayla.
Hey, Taylor Rooster. What up, son?
Kiki is my niece.
Kiki!
I had a hand in raising her. Her mom actually had a hand in raising me. So her mom is actually like a sister to me. Good to see you.
Give me my hug.
What's up, Quan?
Kiki's worked for me a very long time. I recently had to turn around and fire.
Okay, so that settles that. So they came in with one apiece, and then they had 2 together.
That's where I got confused because I almost thought Lance was Chris's son, because I was like, why did they name him Chris Jr. and there was already a boy? So okay, now I'm on point.
Bright and white Lance is though.
So Lance is Nell's son, Alexis is Chris's daughter before they got married.
Yes.
So again, did Nell steal Chris from Alexis' mama? Because they were only 1 year old.
Exactly. That's a whole thing we need to figure out.
That
I'm sure we'll find out next season. Because if they letting us know this much now to get on the show, they gonna give us what they want, because they don't heard how we played around with Tiffany and Big Lou not being transparent enough for us. When Destiny wasn't giving us enough that they felt, I'm not even gonna say us. Destiny gave me enough. I was content. I like Destiny, and I wish she would come back. Hopefully she will, because of all of this mess that's going on. Word on the street of Dina's show, word on the street. It said that possibility that she could be coming back.
Okay.
And I hope so. Please come back, Destiny. Please. But you better be transparent, bitch. That's all I got to say.
So there's another dynamic there. You know, yes, so I into the house so young. And then she kept saying I wasn't in the house. So at some point in time, Alexis was probably going back and forth. Because, you know, most of the time, and I'm just speculation, this is speculation allegedly, 90% of the time the child is with their mother, right?
Yes.
So we know Lance is going to be with Nell. So he in the house full time, right?
Yes.
And they have 2 more kids in the house full time.
Yes.
But Alexis was probably the one going back and forth between her mom and the house. So if that is the case, if my speculation is correct, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be feeling some type of way, because 2 of my sisters that have the same mom, one of the sisters lived with my dad full time with their mom for a long time. And you know what I'm saying? And then those two have each other. So there's that bond there where the rest of us are just singular. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it creates different dynamics. You know what I'm saying? And I was always the one going back and forth. Everybody else lived in the same town. You know what I'm saying? So I would be 2 years here, 3 years there, 2 years here, 4 years there, up until I became, an adult and graduated high school. So
right.
I can see where this could possibly be going if the other 3 kids were always in the home and Alexis went back and forth between her mom. If that's the case.
That could very well be. That's it. I mean, it's logic. It's usually how it goes, 90% of the time. I mean, yeah. You can just tell there's the disconnect. Mm-hmm. But let's just watch a little bit of the disconnect and how the whole thing went once everyone sat down.
Just like, woe is me. You do.
I have a woe is me thing.
You do. You most certainly do.
Because I was not treated the same as you guys. I've never been around this family. I've never been around this family. Like, why are you lying? When was the last time I saw you guys? November. Have I ever been on a family vacation with you guys? Have I ever been invited to a family vacation with you guys?
You certainly have.
When? What vacation? What vacation was it? Y'all just had one when you were married to an old girl. And y'all didn't invite me. And then the time before that, when y'all went to the beach, y'all invited your employees, and I didn't get invited.
Damn.
That was an employee appreciation that I invited my.
So you remember to invite your employees, but your daughter.
My daughter was being and cussed me out and wasn't talking to me.
I don't even think y'all was talking to me. When did I ever cuss you out?
Lexi, you cussed me out more than once.
Like, you guys were barely at my wedding.
Because I don't want.
Barely at my wedding.
Because you barely invited us. Right. But we showed up. We showed up as a team. And we showed up and showed
Lexi, what do you mean? Because you guys had the invitation.
We were barely on the damn invite list because we were not talking.
Because you always talking.
How
can we apologize for anything when you want to block us every time? But why would you guys apologize when you guys are now saying there's nothing to apologize for?
We've all got into it. I ain't never blocked Chris, Kiki.
And no one is coming to her defense.
No.
Everyone who has something to say is speaking against her. Anyone who doesn't have anything to say ain't saying nothing. It's just like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Well,
I'm gonna lie.
So you got Kiki, and I forget what the other girl name is.
Don't disrespect me at my table. We're not gonna do this.
Bye.
Well,
bye.
Bye.
You guys are.
Well, it takes one to know one.
Yeah, whatever. Y'all can kiss my ass.
Well, kiss mine.
Kiss my ass.
And that's exactly why your ass ain't
done.
Bye. Make sure you block me. Bitch.
I cannot believe her.
How can you not believe it? This always happens all the time.
You do have to.
This is why I told your ass don't bring her.
It happens at most of the dinners. I mean, it's much that we've done for her.
She comes here.
And Nell just said, this is why I tell you don't bring her. You see, Nell don't want her around the scene.
And that goes to her point of being treated differently.
There you go.
She do this every
I'm pretty sure there are some more dynamics, you know what I'm saying, that took place. Because you see, she said, you didn't cuss me out more than once and blah, 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 whatever. Mm-hmm. I ain't going to even tell you. I had to whoop one of my daddy's wife's ass. I beat her all through the house from the kitchen to the bedroom to the bathroom to the kitchen.
Damn.
But let me say something.
Lance got a
No, she did not. No, she did not. No, she did not.
I will come down here and set this house on fire. Lexi just likes to play victim. When she get around us, she always bringing up the same.
She's not over it.
We never mistreated you. That's your perception. That's what you're saying. And the only thing you're talking about is a car. All you're talking about is a car.
Father, you were always there for me. You were always there for me.
No. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. That was a difficult times in my life that I couldn't be.
My entire life was a difficult time in your life.
No. Don't say that. Because you're lying. Now you're sitting up here lying.
You haven't tried to be there for me until I was what, 28?
Oh my God. Now you telling them lie. Now you pissing me off.
Are you kidding me? That's
No,
what
are
you
you
did.
kidding me?
That's what you did.
No, you a lie, and I don't appreciate it. Go on.
Are you?
Go on. Go on. Don't give me that book.
So that's when he got mad when she said, "You ain't been in my life since I was 28." Now, I ain't sure how old she is now, but shit.
Well, you can guesstimate how old she is. Okay, so they've been married for 29 years. So when they came in, when they came into the family, she was 1. So they had to date a little bit before they got married. So let's give it 1 or 2 years, right?
Right.
But again, the math ain't mathing. Because if she was 1 when she came into the home, it take 9 months to make a baby, and then she's 1 year old. That's 2 years right there.
Right.
So did you leave this woman while she was pregnant, start dating now? Because y'all surely didn't meet on Tuesday and get married on Friday.
Girl, I don't know.
So there had to be at least a 6 month to a year somewhat dating period before let's just say that the actual, I'm going to say the actual, you know what I'm saying, wedding date. And if they've been married 29 years, so she's probably 31, 32 maybe.
Mm-hmm. That can be about legit.
So that's why I'm telling y'all this math ain't mathing. Because you come into the relationship with a 1-year-old.
Something's a little off.
And this is why I don't like to date men who have children under the age of 5.
See? Yeah, something's different.
Because you can't tell me that somebody with a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, or whatever ain't that over there double dipping when they dropping the baby off.
True. Someone wrote a long, lengthy one that said, "The real problem is Chris. The whole time he's been on this show, I never saw him as I did this episode. Nell cussed at Lexi first. I know she's been around for pretty much her whole life, but biologically she's his child. Why he was pursuing another woman while he had a child barely over a year old is another discussion." Okay, so she kind of clears up the timeline if this is true.
Exactly.
So she was not even a year old when he went after her. Okay. So all of that girl's siblings, Nell and Chris, when he was outside, talked to her like she was a bee from the street. I hated seeing Chris sit quiet while everybody ganged up on her. He sure did. He just sat there. Wasn't the point of the dinner for the kids to be there for each other more? Where was that energy when everybody was attacking just one person? Nell response when Chris said he still loved Lexi told me everything I need to know. That was right. I'm so glad she mentioned that because that was one of the things I wrote down. When he was right, I'll continue to love her always. She's always my child, always. And she said, I accept that for you. Well, hold on. What the fuck?
Yep, that's what she said. I'll accept that for you.
Now, hold on. She was like, where the hell is it? Damn it. Why does it seem like some of the shit I wrote is gone? But yeah, she was like, I respect that. And I respect that or something for you. And for you, I respect that. It's not a respecting, like, bitch, where is your love? Like, that just said it all. Like, you do not like her. And that makes, and by him saying, that's why I tell you not to bring her around, you intentionally be telling him not to bring her around. And it seemed like he intentionally be doing it. Because the way, like he said, like a bitch at that table, he definitely listens to what Nell says. But obviously, when Nell's go to -3 to 150, you know, you're probably scared or something. You don't want to poke the bear.
Here's the thing, too. It could have been because they beefing right now. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't
Yep.
say that it's all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Could be.
Now,
Could be. Could very well be. But
now, which one of them it was that she gave a job and had to fire, and then gave her another job and had to fire her from that?
yeah, I wonder what that is.
So
Because
that's
Nell's got a
wasn't that
daycare
her?
company.
Or
Because
what?
Nell's got a daycare or some shit like that.
Right. So which was it? Kiki, the niece? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Denise. It was
It was
Denise.
me.
Yep. Denise.
So yeah. So I mean, like at some point in time, you start to get exhausted. You know what I'm saying? When you are trying to get people jobs, when you are trying to, make sure the family stays together, and you constantly getting cussed out, and then there's drama, and it's crazy because they've been around, like since damn near birth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've gone through it in my family with my dad's last wife. You know what I'm saying? They've been together, I want to say like 2014 or 15 or something like that. But we all grown now. You know what I'm saying? So either we can or we can't. It's not that big of a deal. We all butt heads all the time because we grown and we got our own opinions. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Kiki, not Kiki, but Alexis may have been more of a weekend, Christmas, spring break, fall break type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly.
And maybe that's why that disconnect there.
Mm-hmm. Well, BB says Lexi's perspective is valid. All the rest of those kids had Chris full time. It's a different feeling for her, and they shouldn't have invalidated her feelings. Exactly. That's why I want to say is no matter how old your child is, no matter how old you are, don't matter young, when your child says they feel a certain way about how you treat them and love them and all of that, you better listen to that child.
Let me tell you something.
I don't know where people get off feeling that you can't tell other people how to feel. You must validate everybody's feelings is valid. Period.
I tell
Even
people
if you
that
don't
all the
agree.
time.
Even if you don't agree.
Even if I don't
That's
agree,
how they feel.
I will never tell somebody how they should or shouldn't feel in the situation, because two people can go through the same situation and feel completely different about it. So who am I sitting on whatever throne allegedly to judge and tell somebody how they're supposed to feel in a situation? I am always the advocate of feelings are valid. You know what I'm saying? And all you can do is say, hey, it was not my intention to make you feel that way. I'm sorry. This is what I meant, or, whatever. But I would never, ever, 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 ever discount somebody's feelings. Especially when you got so much going on in the dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be real. This could have easily happened if Chris and Nell were the biological parent of all of the kids.
Yeah.
So it's not just a blended family deal. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Just like I said, me and my sister, same household, same mama.
Mm-hmm.
To the fact that she was the golden child.
Exactly. Well, I do want to see more of that. So they sealed the deal. They'll definitely be on, and we'll definitely get to see what else is going on up in here. But in other words, Mel realizes that she may have an international vagina, and she wants her homegirl to who she's so upset and distraught that she wasn't at her name changing ceremony. And it's like, you ain't invite nobody from the cast to it. Like, everybody wondering where they at. Why you ain't invite them?
This girl said that she was at her niece's sweet 16 that she could not miss, and she still was going on and on and on and on and on. And I'm like, girl,
give it up. Like, what are you doing? Why?
I could understand if it was, and at first I was like, well, you know, she could have stopped by. Then she was like, oh, so you was in Atlanta. Okay, girl, I could understand if she was in Huntsville. She could have came by, before or after the party and showed her face. But girl, she in a whole nother city and state. I don't need you to have several seats in the auditorium. Just take up the whole fucking auditorium and sit your ass down.
I'm like, really, man? Is it that serious? It's not that serious. It's just a name change. That's all it is. Relax. I know it's a big, huge, gigantic thing for you, but it's only for you. It ain't for nobody else but you. No one cares but you, honey. Enjoy yourself for the people that came and honored you. It was beautiful. You look beautiful. And just relax, okay? Just relax. But and find you some international dick while you at it for your international vagina. Because I can't take it. I don't want to hear about her international vagina and what she's doing with it. I mean, probably more than Martell don't want to hear about it. But here we are. This shit being forced upon us. I love her confessional look. This look, she looks very great in this. I actually, by the way, okay. But yeah, girl, Mel.
And I think she only said that because Martell was going.
Just something for Martell to get another rise out about. Go from the name change to this shit. Like you just trying to just get a rise out of him. But no one she's talking to, at least I don't think she will go back and tell Martell, ooh, Mel think she got an international vagina and she's trying to go international with her vagina. At least we ain't got to worry about that, at least. I know we ain't about to bring this woman on and have her be messy. We're not going to do that. No, sir, no, ma'am. But she seems to be booked and busy with her business still. She says she got hundreds and hundreds of whatchamacallits to do and all of that. Martell finally moved out the house, y'all.
Moved out. 8 months. What they say? Oh, I'm sorry about that. She said 8 months later.
Yep, finally moved out.
Threw this house on my lap, and then once I got the notice that I'm cleared to move in, so hey, let's go. Oh, I'm doing a late night move because this is when I have help. I got my brother, my uncle's assisting me, so I'm on that time.
I gotta try to get everything done because I'm having surgery on my eyes Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dog.
What happened to him?
Getting that cosmetic work.
All right, you ready? There you go. Trying to get his face done.
No. So I'm finally about to have the eye surgery. I've been waiting for the past couple of years, but first I got to move because after that I'm not gonna be able to lift anything or exercise while I'm recovering.
You want some of this?
Yeah, give me. Yeah. So hot.
I'm trying to find out what flavor of Tropicana that is. That's definitely Tropicana.
What up?
Or simply.
Mr. Hope.
That's Tropicana, that shape of glass, that shape of bottle.
I moved out of y'all's house.
Oh.
The dance he did.
Oh my God, your ass.
So he finally moved out, y'all. So everyone was speculating, wondering where he went, what he was doing, if he got back with Ariane because he needed a place to live. He is here. He's got his own shit. But him and Ariane seem to have gone official lately also. If y'all been keeping up in the media with everything going on. They were spotted on live together when they were at a game. He looked very rough but happy. Didn't seem to mind being in the camera, all in the video, all in it. So I don't know what's going on.
Let's be clear to point out that, and again, I'm a renter, and so I'm not trying to judge or nothing, but he kept saying he needed to buy a house. He was trying to buy a house, and that his house wasn't ready yet. So now you didn't went and leased, but was you not paying Chris?
Right. Hey, Phyllis family. I mean, I guess not. Maybe he wasn't, and that's why Chris was like, "Look, you need to go."
But how you gonna not pay Chris? You know what I'm saying? But go leave something else. Because I remember once upon a time when I had all of my kids in the house, and my son and his girlfriend. And they was like, yeah, we finna go find our own apartment, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, y'all don't even pay bills here. How you gonna afford to live somewhere else and you don't even pay bills here? Like, it's baby steps. You gotta crawl before you walk. You need to learn because you can, I got enough money for a deposit, and then bills gonna slap you across the forehead, and then you ain't gonna know what the hell's going on. Like, y'all need to learn how to pay some bills and pay some rent and, you know what I'm saying, balance your checkbook. For you just run out and go get an apartment, then you're going to be evicted in 2 months and be right back here. And then you wasted all that money on the deposit.
Boom. All of that right
there. And Martell, like, you're leasing. Like, I understand you allegedly having a house built, but why you can pay these people, but you couldn't pay Chris?
Exactly. That makes no sense.
I'm just saying.
You wasn't trying to pay him. Maybe he was, and they were doing it for the show. You know, who knows? Who freaking knows? But it is what it is. But I forgot that the Fletchers had talked afterward about what happened. What did they even say? Do you remember that scene?
I had muted myself because I was getting my trash together, so I didn't want y'all to hear all that ruffling around. I don't really.
Him in his suits, first of all. Fletcher in his suits. My goodness, they be killing me sometimes. But he is dapper. He be killing them. I think him and he might need to be in the running now with Jamie, Tyler, and Martell, who be going back and forth on who's the better dresser. He be trying it.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Go back. Yeah, they be getting down through there with them suits and stuff. I can just see now they need to have a
Lexi did a lot. And honestly, I was really torn because we've been through this before with her. And, you know, constantly saying you feel mistreated. I just don't understand how you feel mistreated. Keeps throwing it up about Mercedes and BMW. I feel mistreated. That's not a mistreated. That's materialistic.
I'm not going to keep explaining myself to Lexi. I feel like it hurts.
They really don't understand where she's coming from, and I don't like that.
No, they are confused. But again, like I said, they're in a different place in their life than from what time the incident happened. So they can't relate. In her mind, she is whatever age this happened, she is stuck. They have grown, evolved, and moved on to whatever status from hence when that happened, and she is stuck where it happened.
Yes, she is definitely, and I don't like that.
So whether
she's our daughter, she's been in my life since she's what?
See, who's that child down at the bottom that they blurred out? I wonder. Is that a whole other child we don't know about? Why they blurred out that child? I wonder.
Or maybe it was a family friend or somebody else's niece or nephew that didn't give permission for the picture to be shown.
Maybe, okay. But you know, I'm looking at everything, so I'm just wondering. But you know,
I think I pissed him off when I kind of said something, I guess, about
money's in the dog.
Yeah, but I don't know. Kiki made a statement that, Auntie, you're not the easiest person to talk to. So we
and I think that's what she mad at the most. That she ain't the favorite. I think after all said and done, that's what her Renelle's problem is. She mad that she ain't the favorite. She wondering why, because she feel like she puts out more for them than Fletcher does himself.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. And usually, it's usually the male is the more lenient one or whatever. And then the incoming, wife or stepmom or whatever, she has to work overtime basically to win over the children that are not biologically hers. And it doesn't work, or when everybody gravitates, even maybe her own biological kids gravitate towards Chris, it can be hurtful.
Yes, it can be. I mean, that's the struggle that is of being a parent, step parent, parent-in-law, all of that.
And the sad part about it is you can't even really get mad because it can happen with your own kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I have seen it happen in real life, not on the Lifetime made for TV movie, where you had 3, 4, 5, however many, 6 kids have the same mama and daddy, and these same dynamics happen at the table because somebody feels their so-and-so is the favorite. And we still do that. Me and my sister fight all the time. She's like, I'm the favorite. And I'm like, well, I'm the first, and you can never take that away from me.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? So we get petty with it back and forth, all the time. And then, sometimes she'll be like, hey, I'm the favorite. I'm like, well, you want to take it outside to the parking lot? You know what I'm saying? And see what's really real. But you know what I'm saying? It can happen.
Yeah.
In any given family, it can happen where, children feel so-and-so is the favorite. Going back to the different love languages where, everybody receiving the same amount of love and care, it just don't look like what it looked like to the next person. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets a box. You know what I'm saying? Yours is yellow, theirs is blue, and that one's red. But you wanted the red box. So now you feel like, somebody getting treated differently because you wanted the red box. And everything is the same in each box.
Yep.
You just wanted the red box.
Yep. Just had to have it. But someone else.
They're not looking at the contents on the inside. They're looking about what it looks like on the outside.
Exactly.
That's where, a little bit is lost in translation. But they said they was talking about going to counseling and therapy and things of that nature. So hopefully they
will. Hopefully we'll get to see that next season. Hopefully they will be full-time on the roster. Come on, Carlos King. Quit playing. We know what you're doing anyway. Because we couldn't
get family talking about thank the Lord I'm an only child. Sometimes I wish y'all. Because let me tell you something. These holidays, woo.
Man.
Out.
It's funny because for, Christmas, my mom, what she wants for her Christmas present is she's going to cook, and she wants all her kids to be together under the same roof at the same time, having a meal. And so I'm cool. I'm chilling. I'm Switzerland with everybody in the, with my siblings. And my siblings are cool now, but it was my 2 siblings who had the rah-rah with each other in the past. And it's over now, but it still kind of lingers because they've only spoken to each other 2 or 3 times since that situation. And so it's just very weird. So it's going to be very funny to see this. I'm just going to sit back, have my drink, have my blunt, and just watch how it goes. But I want to hear, I want to hear all the family stories. I can't wait to find some. Hopefully I'm going to find some on TikTok, and I'll do that for a fun variety show because the family gatherings for the holidays are my heart's joy to hear about. It's my favorite thing ever. So hopefully we'll have some story time. But so that does it for this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Next week we see, I don't remember exactly what happens next week, but I do remember seeing Tiffany. Oh yeah, Tiffany and Kiki. So Stormy decides that she feels that she can get Tiffany and Kiki together. Where is that? Yeah.
Anything to this girl to have Tiffany coming at me and then switch it around as if I'm the one that's coming at her. I don't know what her issue is, but I hate to have to teach her a lesson, but I will. There she is.
Oh man.
Here we go.
No, it's coming good. It was like real personal.
Yeah.
It was different.
She lied.
It changed stuff.
Why?
No, it's gonna be good. Bless Stormy's heart. She has all the right intentions, but honey, it's not gonna go well. But Tiffany was like, "Let me bring my protection."
Look, honey,
she brought baby Ace with her. She said, "I ain't nothing going on when I got my child with me."
Right, and he gonna be hooked up to that. He ain't even eating. He gonna be. She got pretending like he eating this whole time, just so don't nothing go down. And I ain't mad at it because Kiki is kind of a wild card. You know what I'm saying? So I would be, since I can't bring a pistol, a baby's the next best thing.
Right, I come in peace. She came in peace with it. So that is going to be really interesting to see how the girls go back and forth with each other, because that's where next week's episode is going to pick up, of course, because that is Love and Marriage Huntsville's new MO, is giving you about 2 minutes of a scene and then cutting it for the next episode.
Right.
Well, we'll see this in length next Saturday when all is done. Yes. So yeah. So I think that will just about do it for this episode of Marriage Huntsville. Even though this was a boring episode, we actually had an hour and 7 minutes of stuff to talk about. Well, it was the Fletchers. It was the Fletchers.
Yeah, it was the Fletchers, because we can all relate. You know what I'm saying, to the whole family dynamic thing. And I do really hope that they can, resolve this, because I saw this meme once that says, if you don't bring the family together to laugh, God will bring the family together to cry. So what you really don't want is, all this animosity in between the family members. And then the next thing you know, the only time y'all get together is for, funerals.
Facts. Yep. That's that right there. That sums it all up. All right, y'all. Well, it's been an hour and 8 minutes in, so we're just gonna let y'all go and enjoy the rest. Oh, it's 11:11 over here at least.
Oh, make a wish.
Make a wish.
Boom. Okay, it's out there in the universe.
There you go. Put it out there. Anyway, me and Dina will be back here tomorrow night for Mayhem Monday for 2 more episodes of season 6 of Sons of Anarchy at 10/9 Central Time. Yes. And we will be back Tuesday on Dina's channel, #The Receipt Queen, for Baddies East on Zeus Network. We are getting in and out of that. Lord, so much stuff has happened. Apparently, they did Smiley wrong this episode. And I can't wait to watch and see what that's about. So make sure y'all watch those things and y'all come and kick it with us. Make sure y'all are subscribed and got the notification bells on so y'all do not miss a beat occur. Thanks for watching. We out this nasty thing. Why is it not